Hello and welcome back to the Heritage and Home Crochet podcast. I am Deja, the host, and I'm very thrilled to have you guys here with me today. I just want to take a moment to say thank you for all of the people who have shown so much support of this channel over the last few months and really even over the last year. I am coming up on my 1-year podcast anniversary and I'm so excited to have had so much support and so much growth on this channel. So thank you for all of those people. I've noticed I have gotten quite a few subscribers in the last few months and I have hit my 500 subscriber mark, which was my first milestone that I wanted to reach on YouTube. So thank you for all the support. It makes me so happy. It just warms my heart to see that there are over 500 people out there who are willing to just hear me talk and share my passionate rambles on crochet yarning. So in today's video, I'm going to share with you guys one of my favorite and most well-known things that I love on this channel, which is my crochet hooks. So this is the Tulip Etimo crochet hook. I do have a few hooks in here that aren't from the Etimo line. These are from the Rose line. I do keep them in the same package, but for the purpose of this video, I'm not going to talk about these because this is about my original Tulip Etimo set. It has been about a year since I have had this set, so I definitely wanted to do a review and show you guys after about a year or so what I have found, what I like, what I don't like, all of the above. So if you are interested in that, stay tuned for the video. So guys, as mentioned, this video will be all about my Tulip Etimo crochet hook set that I've got from Amazon about a year ago, maybe a year and a month ago at this point. But I absolutely love this set, and I know that when I was looking to invest in this set, because it is a little bit pricey compared to other, standard crochet hooks, I really wanted to see how it would last throughout time. So that's what I'm going to focus on in this video. Also giving you guys my tips for getting the best use out of these crochet hooks. So when you get the set, it comes really opened up like this in a plastic and cardboard sort of setup. And once you open it up and it's going to be this lovely metallic sort of fabric case like this. You can see the sort of metallic feel of it. And it has this, I guess it's magnetic. Yeah, it's like a magnetic clasp that's on this ring here. And then, so it comes with 8 crochet hooks and they range all the way from D to J, I believe. Yes, J. So here are the millimeters here. I don't know if you can really see those, but I'll put the specs and everything in the description bar. But yeah, it comes with 8 hooks. Wonderful, great sizes for crochet hooks. So I'll just show you the smallest hook here. And there it is. Sorry, sometimes you guys, the light adjusts, it goes back and forth depending on how close I am to the camera. Both of the cameras that I use do that. So I'm sorry if, sometimes that kind of plays with your eyes a little bit. I know some people might be a little sensitive to the light changes, but I don't really know what to do about that. So I did want to mention that to you guys. But like I mentioned, this is the smallest hook, which is the D. It's the 3.25 millimeter hook. And that's, ooh, it's not really focusing, but it's pretty tiny. And then here is the J hook. It should focus better on this one. This is the biggest one in the set. So there's that. And the thing that I really love, well, there's several things that I really love about the hooks. As I mentioned, I really like this sort of tapered head. I mentioned that in previous videos, in a couple of my tag videos that I've done. I really like a tapered crochet hook head. Really a hybrid is my favorite, where it is sort of like tapered, but the hook head has a sort of a round beak, if that makes any sense at all, instead of a pointed beak. And I'll go into more depth about that when I take you guys down to show you how I crochet with the hooks. So I like the hook shape of it. I like the slide and the glide and the grip of the crochet hook. This grip right here is real wonderful. I can crochet all day without hardly any hand fatigue. You know, there's sometimes certain hooks that you can't really crochet very long with them, and this is not that hook. This hook I can crochet for absolutely. I can tell you I probably crocheted for 6 or so hours straight with this hook and didn't feel anything at all. Now going into sort of the problem that I have with the hooks, and this is a very unique special case, is that I have very sensitive hands. I have very hands that are prone to dryness and irritation. I have eczema. So the material of the grip is nice. It's really good. But my hands, from holding the hook like this and crocheting my stitches like this, I'll start to get irritation right here, right where that like sort of knuckle bone is right there. And that is really what prevents me from crocheting for longer like I want to. So sometimes I will switch out my hook to a different hook, like a longer hook, like a bamboo type of hook if I have one in the size that I need, or I'll just rest for the day. Sometimes I'll just put a band-aid there if I wanted to keep crocheting. So there are plenty of solutions to that issue if that's something that you deal with as well. But I definitely know it's something I deal with, and but I can't really fault the hooks for that. They're wonderful hooks. And that's pretty much it as far as like, you know, the good and the bad. As far as the hooks go, I did want to talk about the case. So this case, as I mentioned, I've had for over a year. I love this case so much, and I wish all hook sets came with a case, because look how, first of all, aesthetic and beautiful this is, and how convenient it is to have everything that you need all in one place. So not only are all of the hooks that I mainly use are all in one place, but I also have a mini ruler to do some little swatching. And then it also comes with the mini ruler, and it comes with this pair of embroidery scissors. They're very, very sharp. It does come with a sheath, but it's over there. I just didn't grab it. And so I do like to keep it in the sheath, or I like to keep it in one of these slots right here to avoid getting poked, because they are very sharp. And then it also comes with a set of yarn needles. It doesn't come with 4, it only comes with 2. I'll show you the 2 that it comes with. So yeah, it's like a bigger and a smaller, like this one, and then this tinier one. And they have a bit of a pointy end, which I really like, because I've had some yarn needles that have a really blunt end. Like, let's see if I can try to compare them for you. Okay, I don't know if you can see this, but the one on the bottom has more of a blunt end, as opposed to the one that's more tapered and a little bit more sharp, to help you kind of get in between those stitches. And that is what I really like about the Tulip yarn needles, as opposed to like ones that I've gotten, say, from like Clover or like other sets. So yeah, and I like that they give you a couple of different options for working with different yarns. So that comes with that. I do like to accessorize sort of my set with these metal stitch markers that I've got from Hobby Lobby, the Yarnology sort of brand. And I got these, and I like to put all of my metal stitch markers on there, because I just like the rattle, and I like to have them all there, and it's just a pretty design, and it matches the gray and the silver sort of hardware. So that is the set. This is a very durable case. I mean, it's so easy to just ball everything up. Like, I'm gonna roll it up just like this and just chuck it in my purse. I chuck it in my purse or my yarn bag, whatever I'm crocheting on that day, and it goes everywhere with me, and I have not had any problems. I do have like some pilling, like yarn likes to stick to it sometimes, and I do get like a little bit of pilling action happening, but I mean, that doesn't bother me none. And it's very resistant to like staining or anything like that. Not that I'm like, you know, spilling coffee on it or anything, but you know, sometimes with hand lotion and things like that, you get dirt on things like this, but I haven't really had many issues, or any issues at all with it. I love it. And then to mention, it has this sort of flap here that keeps your hooks in place so that when you turn it upside down, your hooks don't fall out. And that is genius. I don't think I've ever really noticed that in another hook set. Maybe zippered hook sets don't need to have that, but yeah, I think it's really awesome. And it's made out of this really durable, thicker plastic. It's almost like shower curtain material. That's the only way I can describe it. And it's like that all over. So it's really durable, really protective. The scissors haven't punctured through anything, and it's resistant to like scuff marks and anything. So I really love this case. I really recommend the entire hook set. One thing that other people have mentioned and have had the question of is where the size information is and the logo and everything, if this information would ever rub off. And as I said, I crochet with this set probably every day of my life since I've gotten it. Maybe, you know, skipped a few days here and there, but I regularly have lotion, oils, butters, things like that on my hands, and this has never ever rubbed off. And I am a lot of times a knife grip holder if I don't need to do a pencil grip. But yeah, like, and it has not rubbed off. It has not had any issues of any of the sizes that I've used. So you can see that very clearly when you look at the hooks. As you can see, they're all there, bright, full color. Now to talk a little bit more about the anatomy of the hook. I know I'm kind of jumping all over the place, but that's really just my style. I will not really do well if I try to stick to an outline. So I'm sorry. Take it or love it, or take it or leave it. So yeah, when it comes to the hook itself, like I mentioned, it does have this tapered head, and it has this really nice round tip to it. I talk about that a little bit more later in the video, but it also has this really pronounced sort of thumb rest right here that you can rest your thumb on, and then it has this little bump right here. I did mention I have sensitive hands, and sometimes if I've been crocheting for a really long time and I've been holding it like this the entire time, my thumb right here will get a little sensitive from just the pressure of holding down on this and that bump sort of rising up to kind of meet that pressure. I will get a little sore right there, but it doesn't really cause many problems. And it's completely fine, and it's very comfortable to hold. It's really a great size handle. It's not, of course, it's ergonomic, so it's not too skinny, but it's not too fat either. You know, I have worked with a couple of different sizes of ergonomic hooks and the different handle sizes, and I would say I prefer this one the most. So yeah, I use it like this, or I use it like this, depending, you know, what I'm working on. And I love it. I really, really love it. Like I mentioned, it has a lot of slip, a lot of glide. I can work with almost any material with this, and it's not going to cause any kind of a drag. It doesn't really make sound when I'm crocheting with it, as opposed to some hooks that kind of have that sound, or the, like, sometimes crocheting with like bamboo has this like shushing, like, you know, sound when you're like crocheting with it. And this one is just silent. It's very silent, and I really like this hook. So that is it for the show and tell portion. I am going to go ahead and insert some footage of me crocheting with it and talking a little bit about it compared to some of the other more popular crochet hooks that I have used in the past. Okay guys, so I have switched our camera angle, and I am now filming from my phone, so there might be a little bit of an inconsistency with the camera quality. So I have here a few different hooks, popular brands of hooks, and then a sample that I'm going to test out my different hooks on. This camera does like a much better job of showing you the details of the hook. So you can see that it has that sort of a taper at the neck, and then it has like sort of an oval for the actual hook head. And it's great, as opposed to, say, a Boye, which is tapered. It's tapered as well, but it has a very pointy beak, if you can see that. It's not really showing very clearly here. Okay, there it is. It's much better. So it has sort of a pointy beak, as opposed to the oval. And then here's a Furls hook. This is the Streamline in a size G. All of these are in the size G, except for this one. This is a size 7 because I only have a few sizes in this Prym hook. But the Furls G, and then it is more on the bait style, and it has sort of like a square bottom as opposed to the pointy or the round. You can see the difference with all three of them. And so truly, this is a real hybrid of the two, you know, original styles of hooks. It's a real hybrid. So there's my Tulip hook. The Boye hook. You can see Boye on the back there. And then the Furls hook, like I mentioned, size G. This is the Lion brand bamboo hook. You can see it's a 4mm size G. It doesn't have any more labeling on it. And like I mentioned, it's a bamboo hook. And then the last one is this Prym hook. And it is a size 7. So slightly different. I'm not used to filming on my phone like this, so it might be a little bit awkward. But yeah, this is a size 7, as you can see. And then there's the Prym label. And this one is very similar to the Tulip hook head. It's almost identical to it. It's just a much pointier tip. No, I won't say much pointier, but it is pointier. Like, it's hard for you to see it, but this one is more round on the top, and this one is like just pointy. Yeah, and this one is much longer in comparison, as you can see. So for our yarn sample here, I have just like a piece of Lily Sugar and Cream, which is a 100% cotton yarn. I have very intense dislike for 100% cotton yarns, most of them. So that's why I wanted to use this yarn, because I do feel like it will be a true test of how I can crochet with these yarns. Normally it's kind of difficult for me to crochet with these yarns. Any really plant-based yarn, they split a lot for me. And there's a lot of drag as opposed to like working with like a wool or sometimes an acrylic. Okay, so let us start. I'm just going to work a few single crochets in here. I do feel a drag, but it's definitely this yarn. But as you can see, I'm able to just sort of whip through the stitches. The hook does glide really nicely through the stitches, and it's not causing any problems. I'm not having any splitting, as you can see. I guess I should go a little slower for you guys. And I don't have any trouble on the pull through. That is the problem that I have with most hooks, is the pull through, the final pull through of the last 2 stitches or 3 stitches or whatever. But this, it's like, it improved my accuracy like so much, because sometimes with hooks you have to be very careful. It adds to the fatigue with how you're crocheting with it. You have to like switch up the way you're crocheting, just so that you can like use the hook and it can function. But this hook, I don't have a problem with that at all. I did snag just a little bit there, but that's pretty rare, and this is quite splitty yarn in general. So okay, so there is enough of this yarn, of this hook, my Tulip hook. So you can see, pretty easy to work with. It doesn't have any issues with handling or direction of the hook. Everything is wonderful. So I will try, all the hooks are just strewn about. Okay, so I will try, let's do this hook next. This is the Lion brand hook. As you can see, the hook head is a little bit different. There's a taper, but it's almost like a notch, like kind of cut out, and the hook is not deep at all, like as opposed to this hook. Do you see how it really has a deeper angle as opposed to this sort of more shallow angle? That does affect how the yarn can stay on the hook. So that is an issue I have with that one, and again, why I favor the Tulip hook. So let's get in here. So you see what I mean by the pull through? It's like I have to do it like one at a time because it won't, I don't know if it's just the way I crochet, but I really have I fight to get through these stitches if I were to use this hook. It's this one I have to twist it like that to be able to get my stitches. See what I mean? Like that. Okay, enough of this, honey. So as you can see, that one is not it. Next, we will try the Boye hook. This is a hook I kind of grew up using, so it's not too foreign to me, but I do have a problem again with the final draw through. It's not as hard, but I do tend to split the yarn when I'm using this hook because the beak is so sharp. This beak is rounded, but it does have a slight point, but it's very rounded, so it doesn't cause issues coming out. It's like the yarn just naturally goes in the direction that it needs to go instead of splitting on the beak. So I'll demonstrate that for you again. And there is a bit of drag using this hook. It's not as slippery and slidey as the Tulip hook. And it adds to the hand fatigue because you are having to yank a little harder to get through those stitches. So yeah, but if I crochet with this hook for long enough, I will get used to it. I guess that's with any hook, but I just don't enjoy it. And it's like at this point, now that I know something works better, why even use something different? So you see, I'm kind of getting a little quicker. I'm getting more used to using this hook. I know you're supposed to give them a little bit of a chance, but I just couldn't work with that bamboo hook anymore. The bamboo hook works well if you're using something like cashmere or silk to crochet with because it truly grips the yarn and it's not super slippery with it. So there's that. That literally just caused so much tension in my neck and shoulders working with this hook. Switch that out. Now I'm gonna go ahead. Well, I'm gonna do the Furls hook, the G hook. Okay, so one thing I have noticed that with the Streamline resin hooks, the smaller sizes, the hook, the sort of the beak on the hook, it snags a lot more. And I think because obviously it's a resin, so it has more it's more like a plastic feel to it. And I don't know if you can tell, but on my hook, it's sort of like frayed at the very tip. It's not, and look how thin that is. Like if I use the wrong yarn or something like that, it's gonna just snap. So this one is not, I'm always scared to use this hook because I'm afraid that the tip is just gonna snap right off. And then my issue for this one is that the hook head is too long. It's like too long and too pointy, and that affects how I get in and out of my stitches because it's like longer than I'm anticipating having to pull, or I have to like sort of overcompensate for it. Did I already split yarn? Okay. So I'm being really careful with this. I don't want to break it. So again, I'm able to get it in and out, but it's just not as slippy, you know. And I'm a relatively fast crocheter, and you know, things like this just slow me down, and that's frustrating. So you see, I can do it, but it's just not as simple. It's not as easy. It takes a lot more time and energy for me to crochet with this hook. It is comfortable to hold. That's one thing that these hooks are really known for. I hold it like this when I'm using it. Sometimes I even hold it like this if I'm using it, to have just a bit more control. So yeah, but let's go ahead and try the Prym hook last. I like the Prym hook. It's just really, it is like just super long, but I like the Prym hook a lot. And I think it works really well with this cotton. Oh, dang, that feels good. Actually feels really good. I've never used it with cotton before, but I really like it. Wow, I'm just like whipping through these stitches. Oh, this is a review for Tulip, not for Prym. So Prym is actually my second favorite hook. They are so nice. I love the hook head, and it's really just a result of the hook head. That is what's affecting how I'm able to crochet with all these hooks, is the hook head. So this is the closest one to the tulip hook head. It's almost identical. And that makes it so much easier to crochet with for me. I'm just able to just get in and out of my stitches. Is not a problem. This one does make a little bit of a noise. I didn't get to really demonstrate to you. Ooh. Sorry, went out of frame. How the sound is with the tulip. So I am going to go back to that one in just a second. I'm sorry, I'm like all out of frame. So yeah, I'm able to just sort of whip through these stitches with the Prym hook. But because it is a longer hook, it's not as nimble. It's not as easy to like maneuver my wrist and everything. So here I'm back with my tulip hook, and let's just get in and out of these stitches. So it's just much easier, much more nimble, as I said. And it's just, the glide is out of this world. Ooh. That doesn't normally happen. I don't normally just like fall out of my stitches like that. Yeah, but this is a very awkward position that I'm trying to like crochet in. So as you can see, it's pretty easy, simple to crochet with, wonderful. And then when I want to crochet in the pencil style, I just use it like this. Ooh. Super easy, hardly makes a sound. The cotton itself is really the sound. You can see, pretty easy to crochet with, glides through really nicely, not a problem. So that is it, you guys. That is my tulip review. My review would be, go get them. They are amazing. So here they are in their case. I like them so much that I even bought a mini pack of the tulip rose hooks. I do have a video where I talk a little bit about that on my channel, but I like it a lot. And I like these too. They're very similar, almost exactly the same. They're just this color as opposed to the gold color. So yeah, these are my two. Okay guys, so I hope you enjoyed my review of the Tulip Etimo crochet hooks. Eventually I will do a review of the tulip rose hooks, as I mentioned. I have the mini set that has 3 hooks in there, and then it also comes with a purse, a little zipper bag, and then like a yarn needle. So I'll talk a little bit about that another day, but as I said, I definitely recommend this. If I have to rate this from 1 to 10, I'm giving it an absolute 10. I just don't see how much better anything can get as far as crochet hooks go. So I really love this set, and I totally recommend it. I'm gonna link down in the description bar the Amazon link where I got it from, and maybe link Tulip's website so that you can see the different options they have, because they do a lot of really good like crochet hooks and needles and embroidery. I think they have that kind of thing, something else on there too. So yeah, Tulip is a really good brand. It's really good quality, very durable. My hooks haven't had any dings or anything in it, so I highly recommend. 10 out of 10 recommend. So that's all for this video, you guys. Thank you so much for tuning in with me today. I hope you have a wonderful rest of whatever time you're watching this. And that is all. Bye.